What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be looking at the Miami Dolphins defense versus the Seahawks. They were pretty much our only bright spot besides punting. Bailey actually has been pretty damn good this season, which is a surprise. I know the score doesn't reflect it, 24-3, but we held them for a long time. I mean, look at this. I mean, the first quarter, they didn't play great, but our offense definitely didn't help them. But then they shut them down for 2 full quarters, and our offense just didn't take advantage. And they eventually got gas in the fourth. Like, an offense with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, Jonnu Smith, Devon Achane, they should be able to put up at least a touchdown. Like, I don't care if it's Skylar Thompson. Also, I'm not sure how much film I'm going to be able to put out this week. I wanted to cover the defense at the very least. But we do have a hurricane headed our way, and my house loses power in normal thunderstorms, so I already know I'm going to lose power. It's just a matter of how long it's going to be out. So, you know, it is what it is. And it's supposed to be a Cat 3, and I'm kind of right in the cone. But anyway, so right off the bat, we got our defensive line swarming to the football. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch to the end zone view for this play. I'll probably be switching back and forth. I'll probably do more all 22 than this end zone view because we can see the whole defense, but I did notice this when it was live. Is it David Long? Yeah, David Long chooses the gap, but he just isn't able to wrap him up. But he's at least able to get an arm around him to slow him down, which allows Calais Campbell and Zach Sealer to crash down on him. Let's see how they get free. I'll look at Calais Campbell first. Both of his hands outside. He's just fucking strong. Jesus. What about Zach? Zach's got some better hand placement. Nice. Let's go back to the sideline view. I do like that Anthony Weaver does have our defense attacking. I mean, our defense definitely has its deficiencies. And to be honest, Jalen Ramsey isn't what I was hoping he'd be this year. If we're just being brutally honest. Alright, there it goes. This play wasn't working for a second. NFL Plus does that sometimes. I will say, though, when we couldn't get pressure on Geno, things did sometimes get a little bit worse for us. That's a hold. That's really a hold. He had a guy open in the flat, too. Cover 2, man. Yeah. Need to see that a little bit faster than that, player. Why the fuck is this going so slow? My bad. It's my internet. I see that now. I pay for fucking fiber internet. It shouldn't be an issue, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyway. Got some cover. Well, actually, not cover 3. Run for no gain, huh? Deshaun Hand's pretty damn good, too. fought through this double team. Well, he kind of climbed eventually, but still. Fantastic rotational piece. Kind of revitalized his career here in Miami. I always liked him in Detroit, too. And at, was it Alabama he came out of? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, let's go to the end zone view for that play. So we move him right before the snap. Nice club move. Very nice club move. So he gets his right hand on the shoulder pad, create a little bit of distance, and use a club move to beat that arm. Very nice. Jalen Phillips was also crashing down. This against Forsyth. Good speed to power. Nice. What's that? 5-yard pass. Okay. I should go back to the other view. What the fuck? Good job swarming to the ball there. How's the pass rush? Not really anything crazy. Just good tackling. Like I said, they do have our guys swarming to the ball, and I do appreciate that. This is one of the touchdown drives. Like I said, we kind of had a rough first quarter, but and that can't be excused either, because it does limit our ability to run the football a little bit. But honestly, with the speed of our running backs, it really shouldn't matter. 17 points we should be able to catch up with, especially in the first quarter. You got 3 quarters to do it. Chop Robinson didn't maintain his gap here. Deshaun Hand could have probably stopped that. Yeah. That's what happens when you draft mostly like just raw talent players that are raw all the time. Especially if you have to depend on them early. Yeah. It's a good zone beater. I'm mad at it. Shout out to Javon Holland here. This is where Javon Holland's at his best. Put him in the box. I mean, he can absolutely play free. He has the range to do so. I like him in the box, just coming out and tackling people, man. That's what was so good about having Deshaun Elliott. I mean, Poyer can do it too, but he's not as athletic as he used to be. Good pressure there. This is a gap exchange? No, he just beat the guard so bad Charles Cross had to deal with it. Jesus. Zach Sealer, man, that swim move was incredible. Jalen Phillips got free, too. This is against a third-string right tackle, though. That's just ball get off. This is a great play by Geno Smith, though. Stepping up in the pocket, scrambling, and throwing an absolute dot. Like, Kendall Fuller played that really well. Just really good catch from DK and an even better play from Geno. Good try from Chop. At least stayed in his gap that time, but didn't matter. He ain't stopping Charbonnet. Not straight up like that. Chop Robinson's a little light in the butt. Again, just swarming to the football. I love that about our defense. Just leaving nothing, nowhere to go. And not falling for the bullshit motion with Dwayne. I mean, that's not Dwayne Eskridge. We have him now. Whoever number 1 is. Yeah, it's a push off. Definitely a push off from DK. I feel like DK didn't actually have like a crazy game though, did he? Alright, good, that paused. That would have been real bad. Let me load up this play. Ah, never mind. Well, some of that was big plays too. We'll get there. That's a better day than I remembered. What about Jackson Smith and Jigba? Yeah, he didn't do shit. This is a great play by Kendall Fuller. Cover 3. He reads this all the way. I mean, to be fair, like that's the read you make with cover 3. You're going to attack the flat in that situation, but Kendall Fuller reads it perfect. I believe this is the interception. One of them. This was a, well, never mind. I was about to say it's a weird decision, but, I mean, it was either this or a safety. So, I mean, he did have to get it out. Shout out to Cater Kohu. Heads up football. We're going to look at the other view, though. It is a travesty, though, that our offense only got a field goal out of this. Like, this is what I was saying with our defense. Like, we're giving our offense opportunities like this, and you only get a field goal out of it. Like, that's got to break the hearts of the defense. Let's look at how we got pressure, though. Ah, a little gap exchange, huh? Him and Agba and Zach Sealer. So Sealer is going to end up taking on this double team, and Agba runs free. Geno has to make an awkward Smith. I believed it was fullback. Nope, that's Zach Charbonnet, but that was high. And he's not the best receiving back in the world. Shout out to Cater Kohu. Yeah, most of his yards come from this play. This was ridiculous. And I wanted to see what happened here. It's cover 2, especially if he drops down. Yeah. Is this, yeah, that's Holland. I was saying if it was him or Poyer. I see. That's a good route. That's a good route from DK. He makes it look like this is a, like almost like a skinny post, but yeah, that's a great route. At that point, he's just done. One of y'all could have dove for his ankle. I did forget that they missed a field goal. Great tackle from Holland. Like I said, that's where he's really at his best. Just come down and smack people. Like, he can play free, he can play high, but I don't think that's really where he's at his best. Kader Kohu's a pretty solid tackler for being as small as he is. I mean, we know this, but look at that! Look at Kader Kohu. He sheds this block pretty damn well. That's a fucking corner. He's like a $190. I think he might actually be smaller than that. I know he was smaller than that coming out of college. I don't know if he still is. Alright. That just got real shitty out of nowhere. See if that clears it. What the fuck? NFL Plus does this sometimes, though. Well, I couldn't see shit on that play. That's... nice. Well, not nice, but good tackle anyway. But I mean, if cover 3 attacking the seams, that's where the weaknesses are. I mean, this is textbook cover 3 beating. You just got to get there. Zach Sealer almost did, but attacking the seam with a tight end is a classic way to attack cover 3. Good read from Gino. It feels like we still kind of struggle with passes over the middle. And open field tackling, man. Jesus. Who was that? Was that David Long? I believe it was. Yep, sure was. He missed the tackle earlier too, with in the backfield with Zach Charbonnet. All right, David Long. I still want to upgrade at linebacker though. Like, it's not our biggest need in the world, but, you know. Let me take that back. Good pressure. Yeah, Aggo's whooping Charles Cross's ass. Unfortunately, Jalen Phillips wasn't able to play contain. Stopped him from scrambling. I believe that was out of bounds, but still. Good tackle from Jordan Brooks. Yeah, Quentin Bell got washed. That looked like a hold. Look at Chop Robinson down here. Great ball get off. Goes to the inside. Yeah. It almost looked like a face mask. Matter of fact, I'm gonna... Because I was thinking this during the game. It felt like Chop was getting held. Right over here. Yeah, not a face mask, but still. Definitely a hold. For sure. I get it. Your quarterback's about to get smoked. Definitely do that. I'd rather get the yards lost than a penalty than my quarterback getting smoked and still losing those yards. Interesting front. David Long. The fuck did he come? Oh, he was in motion. I can't really be mad at that. Having to do a cross like that with a linebacker on a tight end, yeah. You're going to get open. And he still eventually made the tackle, so. You know. Good blitz. Didn't get there in time, but Jordan Brooks runs free. Geno's a tough motherfucker. And I mean, the thing is too, like if you blitz, and this is just some veteran savviness from Geno. If you're getting blitzed, it's generally a good idea to look in the direction the blitz is coming from, because there's probably a deficiency in that direction, and there was. Charles Cross kind of got his ass kicked, huh? Take a look at Zach Sealer. Oh, nice cloth pull. That's a fantastic cloth pull. Was he leaning? Not really. Not really. Yeah, a little bit toward the end. Yeah. Yeah, he started leaning eventually. And you know, when I do my draft breakdowns, when I say offensive linemen shouldn't lean forward too much, this is why. This is exactly why. He didn't end up on his face. Because I usually use hyperbole and say, you know, if you play over your feet and someone hits you with a cloth pull or a swim move, you're going to end up on your face. That's not always the case. But it still got your quarterback smoke. You know? Ugh. That's rough, buddy. Love a good cloth pull. David Long, man. Finish your tackles. You got a whole meal sitting on your plate still. Good blitz. I like blitzing Kader Kohu, man. He's a feisty motherfucker. Like he takes it. Like that's the guard. That's the left guard. Charles Cross got his ass whooped again too, but Agba. Yeah, just straight arms him. That's an Agba special. Get that left hand right in between the numbers and just use that to create leverage and distance. Yep. That's Emmanuel Agba's like one pass rush move. But he's good at it. Always has been. Use those long ass arms. And he's strong as shit. And, like, look at the field position our offense was giving our defense, man. Show them some respect. And meanwhile, they, gift wrapped points earlier. Like, getting them an interception, 5 yards away from the end zone, all you can get is a fucking field goal out of it. It's ridiculous. And people were legitimately trying to blame our defense. David Long. I know this gets taken back by a penalty, but finish your tackles. Great job going through this gap, but what the fuck? Great read. Good job getting through trash, but that's what you're supposed to do. Now, I understand tackling Tyler Lockett and tackling Charbonnet are two vastly different things. I understand. And Ramsey definitely had an advantage because, Lockett, the leverage there wasn't great for Lockett. But, shit. Not too much there. Good tackle. There were so many penalties in this game, man. Both sides. That's another thing that we really need to get better at. The Seahawks too, but especially us. Especially on offense. That's been an issue for a while. And some penalties, like holding, I'm less. When it happens as much as it happens, I don't like it. But those are like effort penalties, so it doesn't piss me off as much. But some of the mental error ones, just he should not have been able to get this man down. I know he's a strong-ass running back. I understand, but there's fucking three of you. Calais Campbell. Come on now. Get him on the ground. Another punt. It's a 3-and-out. 5-5. Yep. Shout out to Jordan Poyer here. crashes down, and I think that's, yeah. Still, this little spin move is nice. And then Storm Duck as well. Where's that Neil? I'm not sure. That's Storm Duck. Hopefully Kendall Fuller's okay. Again, moving to the football. I mean, DK on a cross like this is kind of hard to deal with, but great tackle. That is Neil. Great. All right, let's look at the end zone view for this. Here's a sack after all. Calais Campbell ends up with it, so we'll look at him first. Their offensive line is pretty shit. It's kind of a failed gap exchange, but kind of not. I mean, it got a sack out of it. He ends up in A gap. Zach Sealer kind of pushes him through. Really, Jalen Phillips makes him step up into it. Agba too, but we'll look at Phillips first. Yeah, just ball get off and a good rip move. Not even really a rip move. He just defeats the outside hand. Doesn't even have to do a rip move. Yeah, that forces him to step up. Agba, what are you doing? Same thing? Just straight arming, I'm assuming? No, you defeat the outside end and then straight arm him. Got it. Charles Cross having a rough day, man. I actually liked him coming out of college. I didn't like him as a run blocker, but I thought he'd be better at pass protection. Especially against speed. Like, he was never, like, the strongest. So, like, Zach Sealer, if he were, like, earlier, if he were to have bull rushed him, I would have understood that. But giving up, like, cloth pulls and not using your hands properly, it's not what I remember from Charles Cross. You do a lot of interesting fronts with our interior D linemen. All right, Poyer, I'm going to need you to not lead with your head. You've done it a couple times now. Not only is it bad for tackling, but also, like, we don't need another concussion. Yeah, great coverage downfield. I mean, great job beating their offensive line again, but when he scrambles, there's nowhere to go with this football. There's absolutely nowhere to go with it. Force him to throw it away. Pressure's getting there. Nowhere to go with the ball. Well, maybe there was. But that was after he had already thrown it left. Another flag. It really was getting ridiculous. Both teams. Especially both offenses. Very sloppy game for both of us. That's what killed me. I don't even think Seattle's that good. Like, I don't. I think if Tua was here, we would have beat their ass. Well, I don't know, though, because our offense... Mike McDaniel's play call hasn't been fantastic either. And Tua wasn't playing that great either the first 2 games, to be fair. Three safety look. That's cool. I don't know about May being the single high. Oh, okay. You're going to drop it. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. David Long covering Noah Fant's not going to happen. Yeah, started to get a little momentum here. Gino's a decent quarterback, though. Like, he had a bad year last year, but he's playing some pretty efficient football. Yeah, Noah Fant was kind of getting busy on us a little bit. Yeah, zone coverage beaters, man. Tight ends are great for that. Because they're going to get hit. But if they just stop in the gaps of the zone, and Noah Fant seems like he's gotten pretty savvy at it, at understanding zone coverages. Oof. Calais Campbell. Yeah, just swipes that fucking hand. Yeah. He doesn't make the sack, but still. Yeah, leaks out at the end. David Long again, though. You alright, man? Didn't even touch him. Said his name a lot. And not in a great way. Decent job there. It feels like Jordan Brooks has been kind of non-existent as well. I mean, I didn't expect our linebacking core to be amazing, but I do think Jordan Brooks is better than Jerome Baker. But good tackle there. Man to man. Actually, they ended up bailing. Jalen Ramsey's such an underrated tackler at corner. Like, that's a tight end right there. I think that was Pharaoh Brown. It's a big ass motherfucker you're tackling by yourself. And a ton of corners doing that. All right, let's look at the end zone view for that play. Good job getting off your block, Jordan Brooks. Wow, actually, Pharaoh Brown just... He's more of a receiving tight end, to be honest with you. Brandon Peely, though. Get your hands inside. Drive. Man, nice. Jordan Phillips. Jalen Phillips. Also, how did you end up over here? Was it a gap exchange? Not really. I think he thought it was a run. It looked like he was looking at the running back. Yeah, he definitely was. Again, though, swarm to the football, and good things tend to happen. Jalen Phillips ends up in a position to help because he thinks the running back's got the ball, but he goes for it. I mean, that's not always a great thing, but, you know. All right. No. One, we're not watching that shit. And two, we're definitely getting a closer look at that interception. And it'll be from the end zone view. Because I want to see Calais Campbell bat that shit down and Zach Sealer get that big man interception. We don't have a whole lot of good things going for us, so we gotta enjoy these things. Good communication, of course. Beating a double team, really. He's so fucking strong. Look at the recoil after he slaps his hand down. Jesus. And Zach Sealer. Heads up football, man. We got what? 2 drives? Yeah. We'll go back to the sideline view for this. Get a better idea of the whole picture. It's a good look at the corner of the end zone. Very pretty. Again, swarming to the damn ball. Like, that's a CU. Oh, wow. I almost said something real suspect. Caught myself. Keita Kohu, man. Jackson Smith and Jigba's not an easy person to tackle either. See, now that we do some more man coverage, like Keita Kohu's doing alright, man. I figured he would. He's always been more of a man coverage corner, and with Vic Fangio last year doing almost entirely zone. Good tackle. That's Walker, huh? Anthony Walker. Another penalty. Woo! I think this is the last touchdown drive. Remember right. Noah Fant had a pretty big day against this man. Because besides the big play, like DK really didn't kill us. Besides that busted coverage from Holland and Ramsey, even though it was really on Holland. We are a tough-ass defense, though. Don't get it twisted. Charbonnet is not an easy person to tackle. We definitely have our deficiencies, for sure. But it's like the one bright spot. Our defense and Jake Bailey are our bright spots right now. Only hope we got. Because even when Tua comes back, our offensive line is still trash. Yeah, and Jake was really good. This is man-to-man. Yeah. These type of crossing routes are... that's what it's for. And not only is that designed to beat man, but also you rolling Noah Fant the other direction forces Holland to get away from it. Yeah, that's just... Yeah, that's a man coverage beater. Either him or Noah Fant was getting open. Damn. He is a hard motherfucker to tackle, though. He is strong as shit. Good contact balance. I actually liked him in college. I know he doesn't get a whole lot of playing time because Kenneth Walker is one of them dudes, but then again, Kenneth Walker also gets hurt a lot, so yeah. All right, May. Caterco, who he probably should just dove for his legs. That's a size mismatch. Walker kind of bounced off him, too. We need a little bit more physicality out of our linebacker room. I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, damn. Holland kind of got out of his gap there. Yeah, he needed to keep driving to make that. Damn. Not pretty. But when Tua does come back, hopefully we'll also have our receiving core patched up. Mostert will be back, all that stuff. So hopefully that'll help. But he's got to get on page with everybody because like he didn't play preseason really, and it showed in the first 2 weeks. And now he's going to be injured. Miss more time with them. I don't know. Damn. I do feel like, and this is not why we lost, obviously, but I do feel like Seattle was getting more favorable calls than we were. Not blaming the refs at all. We played like shit. But it is an observation. I don't feel like things were being called evenly. Damn. But at least that's a corner kid tossed like that. It's not a linebacker. Again, swarming to the ball, though. Yeah, and then just some nails from here. Yeah. Not a great time. It definitely was not a great time. We're pretty trash right now. We know this. But this is kind of the hand we dealt. I mean, we talked about it this offseason. We talked about the interior D-line being deficient, even though it is better than I was expecting. But the offensive line, we knew it was going to be bad. I mean, it wasn't great last year. But then you let Connor Williams and Robert Hunt go. You signed Aaron Brewer to replace Connor Williams, but you knew he wasn't great. He's an okay zone run guy, but he doesn't have the strength for pass rush. pass protection, sorry. And he really didn't replace Robert Hunt at all. You draft Patrick Paul, who's a project player, who's just an athletic freak that you knew wasn't ready to go. You drafted Chop Robinson, same thing. I understand drafting an edge rusher because, we didn't know where Jalen Phillips was going to be. Bradley Chubb's still not back. I understand that. But we kind of made this bed, and Chris Greer was laughing at us, saying, he wasn't concerned with the offensive line like we were, and we're here now. Tua's injury was not because of the offensive line. Tua took himself out. I understand, but I feel like if you have a quarterback as injury prone as Tua is, and you just paid him all that money, I would be building the best wall around him that I could. Like, if you're going to build around Tua, like, he needs an offensive line. And Skyler went down too. And honestly, Skyler's had a hard time staying healthy throughout his career too. Like, when he's had to come in, like, there's been a lot of times we've gone through our entire quarterback room. So, that's concerning as well. And I know people are going to say that our offensive line is beat up, but you know what? Isaiah Wynn was injured before the season. We knew that, and we didn't really address it. And Teron Armstead, he gets injured every time the wind blows. You knew that too. And you didn't really address it. So, I don't really know what you want. Kendall Lamb and Teron Armstead may as well be rotational starters at left tackle at this point. Like, they're basically taking half and half snaps unintentionally. So, yeah. Anyway, but shout out to our defense. They kept us in this game, sort of, kind of. The first quarter was not great. But also, Seattle's offense has been kind of clicking. Geno Smith's been very efficient with the football. Their offensive line isn't good, but still. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, I'd appreciate hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.